Adolphe Sax was born in Belgium in 1814. He was the son of Charles Joseph Sax, who was a musical instrument maker. The young Sax learned to make instruments alongside his father, but also trained as a musician and became a professional clarinet player. These two strands combined when Adolphe decided that he wanted to do something to make the sound of the wind band more consistent. The first thing he did was to work on the bass clarinet, to make it more reliable and with a more focused sound at the bass end. Sax exhibited his instruments at the Brussels exhibition in 1841 when he was only 27. The jury was very impressed and recommended a gold medal for his clarinets, bass clarinets and brass instruments. However, the supervising committee wouldn't give the reward to him as they felt he was too young, so awarded him the silver medal instead. Sax felt that his skills were not appreciated enough in Belgium, so in 1842 he moved to Paris, where he felt there were more opportunities. Next, he focused on brass instruments and developed his family of sax horns. These are still used today and are closely related to the flugelhorn and euphonium, which are part of the modern brass band. This was followed by Sax's most famous invention, the saxophone, which he patented in 1846. He started working on the idea in the early 1840s, designing a bass-sized instrument first, and eventually developing a family of 8 different-sized saxophones. He started with the largest first, which makes sense when we consider the instruments Sax had at the back of his mind, most importantly, the Clyde. Nowadays, not many people have heard this instrument, but in the 1840s it was the normal bass instrument in orchestras and bands, much like the tuba is today. Sax's father Charles was particularly known for his Clydes, so they were very familiar to Adolphe. The story goes that the saxophone was born through putting one of Adolphe's bass clarinet mouthpieces onto an Clyde, and this certainly makes sense when you look at the instruments. They are both made from brass, with keywork covering the large finger holes. The patent shows that the first baritone and bass saxophones were the same shape as the Clyde, although the curved shape we now know was also present in the tenor sax. Sax had the insight and skill to completely redesign the Clyde body and keywork to make the instrument useful. The Clyde has its own fingering system, so it's difficult for players of other instruments to grasp easily. Sax devised a new system based on the keywork of upper woodwind instruments, like the flute and oboe, to make it much easier for musicians to switch from one instrument to the other. Sax was also good on the marketing side of things. Instead of trying to get his new instrument into the orchestra, which was quite a fixed group by then, he focused on the band. Military bands were becoming more important in military parades as they helped with recruitment and developed a sense of pride and nationalism. Sax managed to generate customers for his ideas as his instruments were adopted by Parisian brass and military bands. From 1845, French infantry bands were expected to include 2 saxophones. The 1846 patent gave Sax the sole manufacturing rights for 15 years. Not everyone was happy with his success, and he went through various court cases with instrument makers arguing over who owned different ideas. Sax ended up going bankrupt 3 times as a result. Some reports say that he wasn't an easy man to get along with, but other people seem to have liked him a lot. Certainly, his instruments have stood the test of time as, today, you can hear the saxophone in many different styles of music, from classical and band to pop and jazz.